Thanks for staying with us. So, over the weekend, the Commissioner of Police, Hakeem Odumosu, ordered the arrest of a private security guard at the Brooks Estate, Magodo area here in Isheri, because they denied him access into the Magodo Brooks Estate. He was at the entrance trying to gain access. I think he was going for an event or a function. And he came in, obviously, with his paraphernalia, the entire police crew, and the security guard at the gate asked him to call who they came to see. Of course, that infuriated him because he's Commissioner of Police, and he ordered their immediate arrest. Of course, the story went viral, and Sahara Reporter says he was power-drunk police. Different people use different terms to describe his act. What do you think? Was he power-drunk, or was it within his right as the Commissioner of Police to gain access into anywhere he deems fit? Please call us. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-97764. You can also send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to hear your thoughts. Let me start with Nima. What are your thoughts when you heard this story?
So me, I just thought good for them.
Good for who?
Good for the private security agents. Because I see these companies fly up every time and they don't do proper training for their people. Sometimes some people come, imagine somebody go with a court process. And we have to then go back and apply for an order to substitute that process because the estate is saying, call the person. The person we are trying to serve lives here, but he is avoiding the service. They will say, you are seeing the process, and you see a court belief, and you're stressing that person out. I don't understand the training. Why does somebody not tell them that this is a different thing? These are certain things that are legal, they are official, they are court orders. You say, no, go back. The person, court ordered somebody to have custody of her children. Estate security guard say, call the person. And the man says, I will not give you these children. What are you doing? What do you think you're doing in that process? You're aiding somebody abusing a court order. And we are showing you, you won't come. Now, the Commissioner of Police come. Let me read it to inside the story. He said, they say he came on reaching the gate. He was properly introduced. And notwithstanding that, the visible security details in his entire entourage, that's including a dispatch rider in his convoy, was prevented from entering the estate. What exactly remained?
Okay, let me come to you, Mariam. What are your thoughts?
Yes. See, the example you gave about the court order is so different from this one. And it's because our police officers are members of our, those in authority that are in uniform. They need to also understand that there are rules and regulations and laws of the land and things like that. And they must set an example. And that is why we remember during the Fashola government, you will not drive on BRT lane because you're a naval officer, a military man. You would leave the BRT lane for BRT buses. You were not allowed to just run your sirens just because you are in a military car or, So it's important that we also follow those rules and regulations because it allows for peace, it allows for a coordinated, more careful way that we live our lives. So there was nothing that would have been taken from him if they just followed the proper protocol for going into that estate. Nothing, but the fact that I've appeared in uniform, everything must stop. If he had come because it was an official, because they say he came for an event, he came to party. So that is different. All right. If he had come because you were doing police work, you had come to look at the Magodo incident that happened some weeks back. Who stood in their way? Because they came to do police work.
Well, okay, I hear you. But Mariam, how do you define police work? Somebody can go to a party because he wants to observe and see, okay, I hear there is a con artist that comes to this party. As a police officer, I want to go there just to see if it's there. But you as a security man, you don't know.
Let me just add, all I know is that what we see on TV, we will see them, they'll bring warrants. They'll bring something to show that they are here on official duty. Do you understand? They don't just barge into any home, any house, any estate, just like that.
What are your thoughts on this?
So, first, I would say that the Commissioner of Police for Lagos State being stopped at Magodo Brooks Estate was the right thing for Magodo Brooks to do. Everybody has resorted to sorting security by themselves because the security architecture of this country failed us. To a large extent, there is a lot of complaints, and so we pay for our own security. I didn't grow up with everybody having their own fenced estates, paying security men. Some estates, you pay 3 security men before you see the person you want to see. Why? Because of the threat to the lives of individuals, because robberies take place, because of attacks. We had to now create a system to protect ourselves. We would have trusted the police and IRS at one junction would secure us. So this, for me, is a learning moment that what are we doing wrong? There are many security agencies that are just springing up and getting documented. All those security agencies are getting documented. What is the process? How are they integrated with the police force? Do they ever understand that these are the rules of the game? You cannot talk back to the Commissioner of Police. This is how you deal with one another.
Cannot.
You are not certified. Like, is there a process of integration between private security and the official security of the state? This is a learning moment. It's not a raking moment. I have been to Magodo Brooks. I must make phone call before I go in. That is how a good system operates. I think that the commissioner needs to learn how this is how a good system operates. He might not like that he is on the receiving end. And we must teach our leaders that are powerful to also obey. I see a lot of law enforcement agents disobeying the law. It weakens your presence. So if I've seen police officers drunk, or I see police officers behaving funny, if I see one that is not being okay, I just think that is one of them. But if everybody has comported themselves excellently, at no point will you be disrespected.
I like the part that you said this is a learning curve. I mean, it's something that we should all learn from but there's something called the chief security. So even you that you are the private, you got your license from me.
Yes.
I'm the one that gave you the license, right? Because now the guy might not know. That young man might not know. His Oga may know. So he was probably not trained that the person that is giving us the authority to be here is the commissioner of police, number one. That's number one. Number two, if you can do that to the commissioner of police, you can do that to the governor. You can do that to the president. Buhari can go to that gate and they say, sorry, call.
Why shouldn't our president call? No, but why shouldn't our president call? No, Nima, why shouldn't our president call if he's at the gate and they say the rule there is to call?
Now,
why? Because why can't they fake? Can somebody not fake the car of the president or fake the car convoy of the police? They fake convoy.
Let me read the complete report. It said, all appeals to the security men to allow the CP to go see someone at a function where an urgent matter bordering on security was to be discussed. Wait. I'm reading it. Even when they had foreknowledge of his coming.
Foreknowledge. Okay.
Even when they had foreknowledge of his coming, and in spite of this deliberate humiliation, the senior police officer remained calm. And when it became obvious that the security men were going overboard, the CP, after 30 minutes of humiliation, ordered the arrest of 4 of them and left one to man the gate. Make we finish. Okay. You know what I have a problem, just as I had a problem with the police story I took in the Punch this morning. When a person is able to identify that they are on a duty, it exempts every law. A court order exempts every security company, whatever you have in front of any gate. These things happen in Lekki a lot. We cannot set process for a court in Lekki. Even I don't want to call it the government agency. So we are frustrated at how these people abuse this privilege. This is a security. To set up a security agent, you have to have license and approval from the CP's office. And now the CP is in front of your estate. Identifying yourself to say, I have to go on a break.
But I must ask ladies, isn't the police constitutionally empowered to enter wherever it must be? And the police, we'll talk about the let's go. It's a question.
The state doesn't need a warrant. It's to enter a house that he needs a warrant.
Let me go on a break. Thanks for staying with us. All right, so before the break, I asked the question that, isn't our police empowered to enter wherever they choose to enter? For example, even in the Aso Villa, if a policeman says, I want access, the moment he has his ID card and he knows that I'm going there to see, I'm sure they will give him access.
A superior police officer can stop him.
No, you need to call now. Who are you going to see?
Let's talk law.
Can you enter the National Assembly?
Yes. Brooks Estate is a place located within Lagos State under his jurisdiction. He has every right. It is only when he's approaching a residence to see someone arrest or search that residence that he needs a warrant. And he has to get to the door.
Nima, how do we avoid abuse of power?
Wait, a security person at the gate, estate gate, is not empowered to stop him.
Okay, let me come to the
So how do we avoid abuse of power? I feel that there must, because of this military interregnum that we've had, we've empowered a lot of people, security officers, to feel like they are the law. Exactly. So our security officers, they're not just enforcing the law, they are the law. They make the law. If I step on the road, it becomes a road. Even if it is your house, I can clear it. So we need to start letting officers obey the law. It comes from traffic. Don't cross red lights. Don't follow wrong way. How can we have, because you have a convoy and you're carrying a security, you're carrying a CP or a DJ.
That's a different issue.
So that's the same thing. It's the rule of law. This estate has a rule. It's written there. They have the rule there.
Okay, so where do we draw the line?
It will take you 5 minutes. It will make that call. 1 minute to call your person.
So wait.
And the person will get you.
Let me come to Mariam. Wait, I hear you. So where do we draw the line between an official duty? So there are different scenarios. You're right. Call.
Yes.
There's another point where I'm a police. I came here for surveillance. I just came here. I don't want the person that I came to come and survey, to come and check him, to know that I'm here. I'm here under surveillance. I am looking around. I can enter this place as a commissioner of police. Doesn't he have that access?
He has the right to do police work.
Yes.
And come in and do police work.
Yes.
That's true. But also, I understand that this report may be skewed in such a way because we're hearing from the police. We're not hearing from the estate security themselves. We don't know the attitude. We are Nigerians. We know usually the sort of attitude you get from people who feel that they are wearing the uniform, they have the power, so you should just drop everything. It is okay to be able to ask someone where they're going. They were going for an event.
Yes.
That's what they were going for.
Yeah.
Probably he was in his mufti and things like that, and it's okay to ask for more clarification. And the only part, now, the next time, if there's a problem with him having arranged before, so I know that most, some estates, you would call ahead to the person that you're visiting. They will get the gate informed that you're on your way. You get a code. So when you get there, you put in the code. I'm not saying the CP himself has to be the one to give the code, but he came with all his orderlies and things like that. They would have set that thing. They would have made sure that he had the code, and once he comes in, he's able to drive in. Okay. But you just show up because you feel, well, I'm wearing the uniform, and that's all.
Let me take this call from Isaac. Isaac, are you there from Taraba State?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Iman.
Sir?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir.
You have a point, but your point is not too okay. Now, if you want, there are lots of companies in Lagos State. If you want to enter there, you have to call the staff ahead before you come there. Now, if the commissioner of police, these are our big people, it is hard for them to follow protocol, and it's not easy. Following protocols is the best. I think protocols in this Nigeria for our big people is too hard for them.
Thank you, sir.
Commissioner of police,
Yes.
being the commissioner of police or whatever, the person you want to go and see in the estate supposed to be at the gate, even waiting for you there.
All right, thank you very much. I have seen, with all of us here, we've all watched Hollywood movies. Exactly. And we see a policeman, all he does is show his ID card. The most secured buildings. Yes, Mariam Longe. The most secured buildings. You went to enter, even there are some places that are extremely, right now, they just show the either FBI or their C or their whatever, NYPD card, whatever it is. And they go right, they have access. Yes, as you said, when you get to the door, you need a warrant to enter. Yeah. But to the premises, the building, you have access. Nobody's going to stop you from entering a building to check or to see if somebody's there. But yes, entering someone's house, definitely you need a warrant.
And I also think that because of the insecurity that we have, the police say it all the time, all the fake policemen have fake uniforms, drive fake police cars.
This guy came with a convoy in Mariam.
I also think it's in their interest to follow protocol, just as our caller said. When you do that, you take away all this. This thing wouldn't have happened if you just followed protocol. Now, secondly, I also understand. We have to tell ourselves the truth. I also understand that many of these security outfits are overzealous. They're not properly trained. But I feel in this case, if you're coming for a regular social event, follow the protocol. But we have some people that are not trained, because sometimes you come in, even this our building, there's the original, the first gate. Sometimes they don't know. You have your press sticker on your car, you're going into the station that you are supposed to be manning, not our regular TVC essay. The first one, they will not let you in. They'll be arguing with you, but they should know that just having that, and it shows TVC, you can enter. So we need to also train these people. A lot of the times, we just get people on, just get people off the street and just give them uniforms and allow them to man
buildings. Is it the place of the security guard of a private company to determine if what you're coming for is official duty or not? So is it that guy that's going to determine that?
I think that The commissioner of police for Lagos State should hold his entourage and his people, what they call the people that go ahead of him. He has a team that goes before him. My uncle was the commissioner of police in Lagos.
Advanced team.
Yes, he has an advanced team that goes ahead of him. Those are the people responsible for what went wrong. Because if they have his itinerary, they know who he's going to see. They should have called the person ahead. They should have ensured that when he's coming in, he is just driving through. That is their job. They failed at that job. They should be penalized for it.
Maybe because we are saying cost of governance. They have to get no more advanced team. It's possible. We are the ones screaming cost of governance here. So they say cost of governance, we don't want to do advanced team again. We'll go together. We'll have to have a commissioner of police.
Go back to, if you want to go for official assignments, every security, no private person, apart from the OPC and the local ones we usually do, our gatesmen, no private, that's a organized security, they wear uniform, should have such without being licensed from the police. So it means that the police commissioner should know that I'm going for official assignment here. I know the company that should be manning that space. That's how organized society should be. So if I know that and I know I want to go there, I call their boss calls the boss.
That knows.
By the time they get there, they say, let them go in. They are going for a covert duty. Let them go in without being stopped.
Oh, you can't do that. The security guard will tell them, I hear say they want to cover.
No. So at the end of the day, what we're doing is their loyalty is to the states because they are licensed by the states. It is a learning moment that everybody should take it
go back to
and write down what we learned.
There are so many parts of this.
White paper on this thing.
Let me take this call from Godfrey. I think it's a learning of experience. Godfrey, I believe. You're live.
Yeah, hello, I'm Tim.
Yes, you're live. You're listening to the TV. Here, listen to me. I have to disconnect this call. Yes, Nima, let me jump in. Let me let you jump in.
So to every general rule, that protocol that the estate has, there must be.
Good morning. He's back. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I really want to appreciate you guys for what you're doing. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
He's listening to himself.
We are still listening to the TV. Please, the TV is about a few seconds delayed. So if you listen to the TV, you can't hear us. Go ahead, Nima.
So exceptions are that you have certain recognized government establishment. I'm sorry that you have fake people. But because of fake people, does it mean the legitimate ones will not exist or they won't operate? If you had an ambulance that had been called from the estate and nobody remembered to call you, trying to get access to rescue someone, you say they should phone.
Ambulances.
No, it's the same thing. Forget that he was going for a party. It was in his official car. The report says his plate number, entire convoy was there. You could recognize that. You have to be stupid to insist that he should call somebody. And the training, what training are they giving them exactly?
That one we agree.
The list that a security agency should insist on for his staff is a diploma in law. So that they go there, they know it's because the Police Act is public news. They would even have a knowledge of it. A police officer only needs a search of whatever warrant at a residence, not at an estate.
He said, somebody sent me a message. He said that there's a law of ingress and liberation in our law. It says the judge's rules allow the policeman to even go to the Lagos State Governor's office or house for an offense or crime that occurred
within that house.
Offense or crime. But you don't know now. You don't know. You are saying it's a social event. You could be, listen, for a layman, they're having a party.
Yes.
For a police officer, it could be a bunch of drug lords having a great party. So you as the policeman, you know, you have that. You have the intel. Policeman, I'm talking to wait, I'm having a one-on-one with Mariam now. So for you as a layman, they're having party there. Me as a police, I have intel that the drug lords are having a function. And I want to go there and I want to go and see what's going on, observe. Now, you are now saying, the party now, please call the person you came to go and see. Is that right?
Okay, so let's just bring this home and help me understand this. I have my house and I have a gate, and my gateman is not allowed to let anyone in without my say-so. And then someone
else.
That's a gate. We have an association of residents in an estate. You sat there and you drew up that law. You have given people access. Not that you haven't given them access. You were not coming. Even the CP did not even say himself that he was coming for police matters. He was coming for a social event. We had already discussed how there's a protocol. An advanced team should have gone ahead to take care of it. We know we have an attitude problem in Nigeria. I do not even feel that it's not about the law or the constitution. It's just attitude. How we can be so let me let each other. Do you know who I am?
Let's find
that's not what happened here. Go ahead.
An oddly of a judge coming to an estate, identifying himself and say, I'm with this so judge, and they're asking the judge to call. We had a matter where the judge said, I want that man to bring the children to court. And he said, no, they're in school, they cannot. And she sent her oddly. The school could not say that. They said, wait, the school could not say that. They waited. The father brought those children to court. It is some things that have to be done to ensure that other people's rights also are established. We're just using this case in study. What I have seen so far with these estate agents is that somebody failed to train them and inform them that there are certain exceptions that you just don't play with. Right. And because the Commissioner of Police is now using his powers to assert that this place, you better notice things like this. Somebody doesn't come with certain office. I cannot come with a letter from the president's office, for instance, now, and I show you that this is what I want to serve. And you know, you can't take it. I have to hand it over. Right. And you're insisting without, this you can make another for you yourself. Call the residents.
Okay, we have to wrap up. But I think what we all agree is that it's a learning opportunity from the side of the police, on the side of the estate agents, security, and even the people that are inviting you, the police, to their own party. You put the name of the commissioner of police, so please, when it comes in, let it come in. Because it happens here too. When we have some big guys, like, they will delay them at the gate. Did you not tell them that I'm coming? So I think it's a 360 review we must do, where all parties must ensure that this kind of thing doesn't happen again. Let's just take a few comments from our online community.
John Aibinu on Instagram says, in this space and time, we all watch how some people barricaded the house of a top judge, yet the police turned out to be fake.
Thank you so much.
I said to his superior argument, he said, on the other hand, I have also witnessed how this private security handled by the church in my area telling me I have no right to enter my father's house, or unless I get permission from their pastor, because the man at the gate paid for the main gate was paid for by the church. So
I guess, as I said, this is a 360 thing. Let me take Sadiq. Sadiq, are you there? Hello, Sadiq.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
First time calling.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I just wanted to contribute regarding the discussion this morning.
Yes.
I think the commissioner, I think he is wrong for what he did, and I cannot blame the security man. There's a reason why you have rules and policies, regardless of who he is. When you're coming to an estate, you're told that this is the procedure here. The security, it's his job to protect the people of the estate, regardless whether it's for social events or even when he's on duty. You know, he should just be humble and say, oh, this is who I am. I'm here for a social event, and I've been invited for so. Even his boys can do that for him, you know, and, you know, they'll allow him in. It's very, very simple, but he wants, you know, Nigeria as usual, they like to misuse power. You know, I think he should resign.
Thank you, Sadiq. Thank you, Sadiq. But you know that these kind of security guards, they can actually stop the governor. They will, because of ENSA. They say, this is the governor. Say, I don't know. I just came in from the north. I don't know who the governor is. Please call the person you can see. So it goes back to training. You see, there are some people. Yes, I mean, as much as I understand, it's important to obey the rules. There are rules, but the same law, the same constitution that gives you freedom of speech, I told you the right is not obsolete. It's not absolute.
Let me take this comment. It says, a whole prime minister of Britain was seen running to catch his train. He didn't lock down the station or restrict fellow commuters.
This is different now.
How? Because it's Nigeria.
It's different.
I'm just reading messages.
Let me tell you how it has been different in Nigeria. That when he's running, people do not clear the road. How dare you be on the path of the prime minister?
The train cannot move because the prime minister is coming.
I'm told our guest is here now, so I have to wrap this up. But